Hey there, Munchie Mafia. Tonight we are going to be making some taco bites with corn tortillas just in time for game day. So let's get. Okay, so first off, what we're going to start off with is corn tortillas. And the reason why we use these ones, they're Mission and they're the super soft yellow corn tortillas, is that they're gluten free. They're not certified gluten free, but they are gluten free. So if you don't eat gluten, oh no, I guess it is certified gluten free. I didn't see that there. Um, so if you're not into eating gluten, you're in luck. You can also make these with flour tortillas if you prefer those. But I like these because when they get crispy, they're um, they're actually easy to eat instead of ripping apart your mouth. So what I did was I stuck them into a Ziploc bag with a couple little droplets of water in it, stuck it in a microwave for 20 seconds, flipped it over, and did it for another 20 seconds. This is 8 because what you're going to need is a muffin tin and uh, a 12 tin or a 12 count tin will make 8. So, oh, that one tore. What we're going to want to do is we're going to lay it out onto a cutting board and we're going to look for dead center and we're going to just put a little notch just like so. And then we're going to scoot this over for a sec and we're going to get our muffin tin. We're going to take these and we're going to gently just rotate them. Putting them in the microwave just briefly will help to soften it so they don't tear. And you just turn it into a little cone, just like so. And you line it up. And just twisty, twisty, twisty. And there might be a little bit of a hole in there in the bottom, but I'm going to show you how to fix that. It's just no getting around that. All right, so there's number 4. And you can make these in advance and then just, take them out of the tin and make a whole bunch more. Or what you could do is you could just go to the Dollar Tree and just get a whole bunch of tins and just make them all up and then, bake them off. You can also find these 12 muffin tins over at the thrift stores for very cheap as well. And just donate them back after you're done, or just stick them into a cubby and forget about their existence for till next year. These are great because they're easy to take to your friends or family's homes if you're going out to go watch the game. Or if you're going to have a whole bunch of friends over, they're definitely a crowd pleaser. Now, if you're going to be using taco seasoning, double check to make sure that that is also gluten-free if you're looking for a gluten-free alternative, because sometimes those things have a little bit of wheat in it, and you don't want to accidentally feed somebody with celiac or an autoimmune disorder or something that triggers um, some sort of inflammation like eczema or dermatitis, um, wheat by accident, and then their whole night's ruined. Okay, so we're going to just put a little bit of cheese on the very bottom. That's going to help seal up that little hole. And when we made empanadas, that's another thing. These go really well as an alternative to empanadas in the event that you do end up with somebody that can't eat gluten. Um, they can eat these because there's always the one person in every crowd, right? Right. Okay, let's see here. Do I have my bigger spoon? I think I might have put my bigger spoon away. Or maybe not. Oh, this one will work. I hate this spoon anyway. So get a pretty decent mound and you just flop it right on in there, just like so. It's about a tablespoon and a half or 1 ounce. And one of the other nice things about this is that it's going to be packed full of protein because you got your cheese that's got protein, you got your meat that's got protein, you got beans in there because this is the leftover. I purposely made a whole lot of taco meat because we can eat tacos all day, every day for a long time, plus taco salads and stuff like that. And we're creatures of habit. And this is actually an economical means for people that are not all that concerned about variety in their meals. You can just have the same damn thing and just dress it up a little different here, a little different there, a little different everywhere. Okay, so now we got that. Now we're just going to come along with the cotija. Now, if you don't want to use cotija and you want to put just regular cheese on there, you can definitely do that. What I am going to do, however, is just put a little tiny smidgen of the yellow cheese on the very top. Just a little smidge. Doesn't have to be a lot. And this is all leftovers from yesterday. So as you can see, we're able to really stretch this meal out a lot by, doing something a little different. And if you would prefer, you can also use wonton wrappers, which gives it a much lighter, much crispier, but yet again, we got, a gluten issue there. So um, you may want to, maybe make some with the wonton and some with this, but definitely add the empanadas in there too, because those empanadas, they're fantastic for this sort of application. I also have some Zatarain's salsa verde rice cooking on the back burner because after this is all said and done, we're going to actually have ourselves a really nice meal. So you're going to want your oven preheated to 400 degrees. This is going to take about 10 minutes. And these shells will crisp up pretty nicely. And they'll hold up real nice as well. I personally like the corn tortilla better. I just like the texture of it and the flavor that it imparts. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of the cotija on top. And literally, that's it. All you have to do is just stick it in the oven. Then after they come out in about 10 minutes, then you gussy it up with all the other goodies. Lay it out on a platter, take it on out to your drunken buddies and say, hey, don't drink and drive. and here, have some food to help sop up all that alcoholic beverage that you just consumed. So let's go into the oven, and we're going to give it about 10 minutes. So we'll be right back. Hey there. So we got our stuff out. It's been a few minutes, and here they are. They're nice and crispy, a little browner than I wanted them to be, but I think I might have accidentally put my timer on for too long. So now I'm going to do is just gently pry them out. Oops, that one fell apart. This one's okay-ish. Oops, that one kind of fell apart too. All right, so don't always trust your non-stick pans. Spray them with some oil. This is my bad. And I don't polish my content so you guys can see all the mistakes that I make so that you don't make those mistakes. It's all about learning, right? It's a whole learning process. Let's try not to burn my fingers. All right. So don't trust your nonstick. Get some pan spray. Spray it liberally. And then what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to lay them out onto a platter of some sort. Just kind of line them all up, all nice and pretty like. So we'll just do the 4 for right now. And then we decorate. We lost a little bit of filling, but that's okay. So what we have is we've got a little bit of salsa. We got some shredded lettuce. Now this lettuce was shredded for tacos the other night. So, oops. We're just going to want to just give it a chop so that it's nice and minced, real fine. And the reason being is so that, it all the goodie doesn't get lost underneath a forest of lettuce, right? So just give it a chop, 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 right? Just like so. And now what you can do is, this is leftover guacamole. It's turned a little oxidized, but it's still good. It just doesn't look as pretty as it did yesterday, but that's all right because we're going to finish it off today. So take your guacamole and just put a little dabble of it right there in one corner. And it doesn't have to be dainty because, you get a bunch of guys drinking a whole bunch of beers, a whole bunch of girls drinking a whole bunch of beers. They're not going to give a rat's ass what their food looks like at that point, especially if it's your team that's losing, because, everybody's got to have a little bit of a moment to cry it out. And what better way to soothe a wounded soul when your team is losing and with, serving up some good food. Okay, so sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just enough to say, oh, there's some vegetable on here. This has got to be at least a little bit healthy, right? Yeah, right. Okay. Oops. Oh my God. So this is just some sour cream with a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of this Cholula salsa verde. And you just go squizzy, squizzy, squizzy. Just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. I like to put cilantro on mine, but I ran out and it's snowing, so we're not going anywhere. Or at least I ain't going anywhere. Maybe break off a little tiny bit more cheese for a little bit of fresh cheese on top, just to give it a little bit more salt. And I cooked off that Zatarain's salsa verde rice. Just because, we're actually going to have this for dinner. We're going to do Netflix and chill with our game day food. So, what are you going to be having for your game day? Are you going to be celebrating with friends? Are you into football? Drop a comment. Let me know what team you're rooting for and what your favorite food is for that special day. So now we're just going to take a little bit of rice, plop it on down right there, put a little spoon next to it. And if you don't have large platters and you're going out to a friend's house, what I strongly recommend doing is going down to the thrift store and you buy the tackiest looking secondhand platter that you could possibly find. We're talking the most butt ugliest one, right? You fill it full of food, take it over a friend's house, leave it there. Don't even take it home. So that, you know, the next day when they're like cleaning up after the party with a hangover, they're like, who the F brought this nonsense into my house? This person needs to be beaten. Um, See, a long time ago, I used to have a lot of dinner parties and stuff, and we had potlucks. And we started this little tradition where this really ugly platter would just go from house to house to house to house to house to house to house. We never knew exactly where it went, but whoever got it had to take it to their next potluck and leave it there for the next hostess. And for a while, it stayed within our little group of people, and then it ended up, moving outward. I think they basically wanted to get rid of it, but take a picture of you holding, the hostess holding the platter, um, just so we know where it is, and start a tradition like that. Have some fun with it. Put up a website or something that says, "Where's this ugly looking platter?" .com or something, and track it. See where it goes. See where it ends up next. So here we go, Munchie Mafia. We're gonna go to the upstairs camera, and that's our taco bites for game day. Now, don't forget, spray the bottom of your nonstick. Never trust them. Obviously, this one failed me. I think I'm gonna have to go get some new ones. So, Munchie Mafia, I hope that you will have a wonderful, wonderful game day. Don't forget, don't drink and drive. Don't let your friends drink and drive. But most of all, cook with love and eat with passion. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.